Hi everybody. I am coming on this video recording because since Jenny decided that she wasn't doing the readings anymore, and of course I haven't been doing them for a long time because I was more concerned with readings where I was getting one-on-one interaction with you. So I did some on Google Meet. I don't know whether to keep this group going. Indigo readings, I'll probably just keep trekking along with because it's something that I've been doing now since 2011. I think I started it. So there's sort of a bit of an emotional connection to indigo readings still, and I don't want to let it go. I still do readings constantly for myself and in my Anamkara work, in my soul work. So I don't want to let indigo readings go, but this group was originally set up for free readings, which over the years me and Jenny between us have offered. There's a part of me that would like to keep this group going, and I would like to encourage other people to have a go at readings, you know, to come on and just have a go. If you're somebody that would like to perhaps start offering readings to people, but you would like a practice space, this would be a great place to do it. It's a bit different than working with one-on-one with somebody because you haven't got that interaction, and that does make any reading you do not quite as in-depth and slightly more challenging because you can't quite work with somebody's energy in exactly the same way. It becomes less personal, but that's great because it's a shared space. But anyway, I thought what I would do is I'd come on here and I'd just do what I do with any question I have, and I do a little tarot reading, but I do it with you as part of it. And I know it's not live, but I thought I would just bring you into the way that I work and how I use the tarot in my own life. And it might inspire you to use it in your life in the same sort of way. It might inspire you to have a go and come on this group, or it might bring up some questions for all of us that we can discuss in the group to know what to do next. So it's a bit of a chamois setup that I've got. It's not ideal, but I'm going to shift the camera down, so hopefully you will see the cards. I might have to keep shifting the camera a bit because I don't think you're going to see all of the space very easily. But let's just see what happens. Let's see what the cards offer as guidance on what to do with this group. Okay, I'm going to shift the camera now and I will start doing the reading. So I am hoping that I'm getting most of the surface area that I'm working with. Okay, so the deck I'm using is I'm not going to remember the name of it, am I? I keep it in a special box that was made for me by a friend's daughter. Isn't that gorgeous? She made it especially for my cards. So I know who the artist is. It's Ciro Marchetti, who makes some wonderful tarot decks. I am going to take all cards face up, but I will bear in mind if they do flick out in a reverse position, I will bear that in mind in how I read them with other cards that come up around them. So I'm just going to do a 9-card spread. Okay, it's quite a simple spread, and we're going to start with the center card, and the center card is going to be representative of this group. So we're asking for a tarot card that is representative of this group as it stands now. So okay, I'm going to go. I've actually got 2 that have come out face up, even though a lot flipped over. We're going to go with the 2 that came out face up. So the one that came out on top was the 6 of Wands, which is a card of victory. And the one underneath it was the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is an action card. This knight moves really quickly, and it's to do with mental processes, quick mental processes. So we're perhaps looking at this group at the moment as one that has, you know, known its victory. It's done what it was supposed to do. Hang on, I'm just having a technical issue because, wait a minute. Yeah. Sorry about that. It's because I'm the only one on a call where I'm recording. Right, so the Six of Wands, this group's done what it was intended to do, okay? And this is showing that it had a purpose, it's fulfilled that purpose. And now we're trying to decide what action to take on it. And the action that we take is looking like it needs to be something fairly quick. It doesn't mean that we have to do something overnight, like shut the group, but it's going to be quite fast acting action. Right, let's see what comes up next. So we're having that as the center. That is the significator in the reading. It is the group itself. Okay, now above it, actually that'd be below it because I'm doing this upside down, we have the Four of Wands, which you can't see there, can you? Okay, the Four of Wands is a lovely card, like a stable family card, a family that's got that nice secure foundation. And I think we can all agree that that is what this group has given. So that's below this significator. And then above it, what's crowning it? What's crowning the group? What's the crowning energy? We've got the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is an earth card. Actually, this is quite an interesting card because the Four of Pentacles is a card of holding things close to your chest, okay? Of perhaps wanting to hoard something or feeling like you have to hoard your resources because they're not quite getting the recognition they might deserve or the recompense that they might deserve. I wonder if I move these up, if you can see the bottom one a bit more. Just about brings it in, doesn't it? And that's quite interesting because I know over the years there have been times when, especially if I've been in my money struggling phases, where I've really felt that struggle, where I felt like I needed recompense for my time and energy. That didn't necessarily mean money, but it, you know, when I went to doing the Google Meet ones, it was because that exchange of energy with people as I was doing the readings made it feel like I was getting something in return. So perhaps what's crowning this for me in particular, and I don't know, it might be similar for Jenny, you know, in the way that she's come out of doing the readings, is that the group itself, while it was successful in its original intention and it gave a nice, stable, foundational family atmosphere, it wasn't giving the recompense to those. So we were putting out a lot of energy that wasn't perhaps being returned reciprocally. Okay, so we're going to go to this side now. Oh wait, yeah, I'm just trying to do this upside down. So what have we got at the bottom here on this row? What's next to the Four of Wands? What's there? Just what are we moving out of with this Four of Wands? We're moving away from Eight of Pentacles. Okay, I think you can just about see the Eight of Pentacles there. What we're moving into. I'm not going to go with that. We're waiting for cards to fall the right way up here. What we're going into. What's this current energy? Ace of Swords. Okay. And what's crowning that Ace of Swords? Okay, and we'll go for that as the top one, which is Judgment. Right. So I like to read this column as what we're coming away from, what we're moving from, and this is the current, this is the present. But you're also reading these as the root, the now, and what's crowning, what energy is above all that, what energy is either resulting from these cards, or is the energy that is presiding over what's happened with these cards. Okay, and depending on your reading and what you're doing, though a different way of looking at it will make sense to you. So in this particular reading, I am taking this column as what we're just moving out of, and this column as the present, and this will be what we're just moving into. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles is a hard work card. It's giving something your energy and your time because you want to. It could be even an apprenticeship, you know, something where you're really loving what you're doing and it's worth the effort, and you'll put in that time and stay up all night to do it. And you know, I think both me and Jenny have done that over the years, not just in this group, but with our whole spiritual journeys that we've each gone on, and with how the cards come into that and what we've learned about reading cards in the process. So this is what we're moving out of, and we've moved into, and we can look at this from the past because we're looking at the bottom row. It's helped me and Jenny enormously as this group by giving readings, and it could help you, you know, if you're wanting to do this, it could really help you as a sort of an apprenticeship or training ground to really feel secure in what you're being able to offer to other people. The Ace of Swords, all of the aces are something new. They're a new start, and this is a new start mentally, in that mental process. And we've got this Knight of Swords here, this progression from here, from this beginning into the action to be taken, which is both are fast moving, both are mental, they are air. So we've moved from it being something that was a training ground, and we're now looking at how we can use it differently, what it needs to be used for now, and the mental process, the thoughts that are going on are leading us to this card, this Judgment card. And the Judgment card, which is, let me try and get the light off it, which is a major arcana card. So on this particular reading so far, this would be one of the most important cards on the table. The Judgment card is saying there is a calling here, and we are being called to do something. Now, can we, me really, because the group is down to me, can I ignore that call? And if I do, what are the consequences of ignoring that call? Okay, so I'm looking at what is the overriding feeling I have? What is the overriding feeling from you as a group? And how we can bring that together to see where we're going to take this group to next. So we've moved from, we can move it from this mental process of where are we going now into this journey of victory, of moving quickly into something new. And the Judgment, well, this is quite important here, because we don't want this feeling of having to hoard resources if we're moving into a fresh start, into this fresh start. We want a new feeling, a new crowning energy for this group. So by listening to the call, the real call, the heart call, and that you can all do this, because you might have a heart calling that says, I don't want this to end here. I would like to do something. I would like to be part of it. I would like to use it as a training ground myself. So we need to listen, all of us, to what our heart is asking us to do here, so that we're not having to feel like we are giving more than we are receiving in return. Okay. Let's go on to what we're moving into then. And we're going to start at the bottom here with the root. What are we moving into from this 8 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands? Oh, jumping cards. Okay, that's good. We've got the Queen of Swords. So there's a lot of mental energy going on here. We've got this Queen. She's a nice progression from the Knight. Hang on. This Queen is, you could think of this as Gemini energy, which I am, but any of the air signs. She does often come up to represent me in a reading, not always, but she's often there. She is the one who likes to cut through to the truth of the matter, which is something that I do in all my work, but I'm also trying to do in this group to find out what we do next. Okay. So she may well be representative of me and what I want to do with this group now. So let's move on to what we're moving into from this Ace of Swords, Six of Wands, Knight of Swords energy. What is that Knight of Swords asking of us? Okay. The Ace of Cups. Oh, Ace of Cups is lovely. So we've got two aces. Isn't that great? We've got this Ace of Swords, which is what we're moving out of this mental process. We're wanting a new start, perhaps a new mental challenge, you know, something exciting, something that cuts through the dross and the, you know, we want some clarity. We want some clarity on the whole situation. And it wants to be fast acting. Okay. And it wants to be good. It wants to be victorious for all of us. It wants to be a good, solid place for all of us to be. Ace of Cups is a new start from a love perspective. It's the water energy, emotions. And so it's, again, a bit like we were talking about with the Judgment card. We're talking about following what feels good to the heart, not what we think we should do. So from the Judgment perspective, not what we think we should do, but what the heart calling is asking. Okay. And what's crowning this energy of what we're moving into? What is crowning the energy now? What is crowning the energy that we are moving into? I think we're going with that one. And we have another Knight. We have the Knight of Wands. So you can't see him, can you? Okay, so the Knight of Wands, another action card, but this is fire. This is fire energy. So this is passion, which goes great with that Ace of Cups. He's asking what our passion is, how we move forward with passion. Again, quite quickly, you know, it's not a slow Knight. He's not as quick as the Knight of Swords. He's not going through the undergrowth, slashing the undergrowth, looking for clarity. He's already got his clarity, and he's now moving forward quickly to bring that clarity and the passion together to do what he needs to do. Okay, so we're moving from the Queen, which I think is me, or we could say indigo readings, that part of me that has always looked for the clarity and the truth in my readings. You know, look at her gown, look at the colors. In my readings, I look for the truth for people, and Jenny did too. You know, that's what we're trying to gain, that truth, that clarity. Yeah. And we do it through communication. And then we're moving into the Ace of Cups. That truth, that clarity has to combine with doing something from the heart, doing something that feels like a good start, a new place, a new loving commitment. And we're moving into this Knight of Wands. He's found the clarity, he's found the passion to move forwards, and he's going to get on with it. So let me just line those up. I know you can't quite see all of them, but I think now from this, I have to go away personally, and I have to think, what is my heart telling me from about what I want to do, about what I want to do going forward? What would be the most loving thing for me? What is my heart wanting me to do? And then to follow that passion. So I've got to find the truth in my heart to do that. But I also want you all to look at it in the same way. I want you all to look at these cards and perhaps just take a few moments to pause the video on certain cards I've held up and look at the card and see what it means to you. See what it's telling you, because the tarot cards are great because they are very open to individual interpretation, and the colors, the imagery, the iconography, the numbers, and the different suits are all going to mean something different to everybody, and they'll mean something different depending on what sort of reading you do. So the Judgment card is the most important card here. Okay, the Major Arcana cards are the most important cards in a reading. The Judgment card is asking us to listen to what we're really being called to do. So I have to listen to what I'm really being called to do here, cut through to the truth, find out what my heart's saying, and then go forward with passion. But I want you to do that too, because to me, that part of that truth, I'm just going to part of that truth, part of that whole process of me knowing what to do depends on what you want. Depends on what would be good for all of you that have been coming to these readings over the years. It might be that you don't need it anymore. You don't need to have these readings. There's so many places that do them. It might be that you would like me to do recorded readings like this every now and then. It might be that you'd like to come on and do a live reading. It might be, I don't know, it might be that you'd like to come on a Google Meet reading and have face-to-face interaction, which is my preference. When you're doing a reading, that's the best way to get the answers, because then you can discuss as you go along, and it helps the reader to really dig deep for you. So go away and think about it and come back to us, and let's chat. Let's have a chat in the group about what we all want. Do we want to say goodbye to the group, or do we want to keep it going and use it as a training ground, and use it for the odd reading that somebody might just want to post, and just keep it there for that purpose, which is fine. It's not hard to do that. It's not costing us anything to keep it open. So I'm going to go away and think based on this reading, and I want you to as well. And I will speak to you soon in the group. Just let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. And thank you for being here over the years that you have. And some of you have been around since the beginning of Indigo readings, before this group was even thought of. And thank you so much to Jenny for all she's done. And it's been lovely to see her progression by doing what she's done with the group. And I now think that she's leaps and bounds ahead of where she was when she first started. Jenny, you have my biggest thanks and so much love. Okay, I'll speak to you all soon.